Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I wanted to talk about phrasal verbs, specifically phrasal verbs that are used in a business setting. Okay, so let's dive in. These are the 10 most common phrasal verbs in American business English. Okay, here they are. The first one, follow up, right? That's to check the status. It's like to remind somebody, right? I just wanted to follow up about that phone call from last Friday. It's like to check in, again, another phrasal verb. It's to remind somebody to see how things are going. Okay, that's to follow up. To ask somebody sort of a second time. Come up with is to create an idea. Steve Jobs came up with the idea for the iPhone, right? It's to generate an idea, to be creative, to come up with. All right. Set up is to organize something. I'm setting up a party for my coworker. It can be to organize an event. It can also mean to organize or to create furniture, for example. I just bought some furniture from IKEA, and it took me several hours to set it up. To set up, okay? To build, to organize, to arrange. That's set up, okay? Bring up is to introduce a topic. Thank you for bringing this up, right? I just wanted to talk to you about finances, so I'm bringing up finances. I'm raising the topic. That's bring up, okay? Look into is to investigate, okay? Why don't we just say investigate? Because that would be too easy. We have to use a phrasal verb just to confuse the audience, okay? So again, American English, there's always the formal expression investigate, and then there's the phrasal verb, right? To look into. And phrasal verbs just sound more relaxed. They're more casual. So to look into something is to investigate, to try and dig deeper into something, okay? Figure out. If you just remember one phrasal verb from today, figure out is one of the most important phrasal verbs in American English. I would say it's probably in the top 5. People use it all the time. I'm just trying to figure this out. It means to understand something, right? To understand better. I'm trying to figure this out, okay? Wrap up is to conclude, to finish something, okay? We need to wrap up this meeting because it's been an hour, and 1 hour is enough for any meeting, so I'm just wrapping it up. Be careful. It can also mean to add wrapping paper to a present, right? That's why phrasal verbs are so tricky. Depends on the context. So I'm going to wrap up a present for my friend, and I'm also going to wrap up a meeting. I'm going to finish, to conclude something. Put off is to delay, right? I don't want to talk to you about this right now, so can we just please put this off for a couple of days, right? To delay, postpone. Get back to is to reply to somebody, right? They say you should probably get back to an email, a business email, within about 24 hours is kind of a general rule. It means to reply, to get back to. Again, why don't we say reply? Because get back to, it just sounds more friendly. It sounds more casual. It sounds more like everyday expression. Okay, get back to. Call off is to cancel, to postpone, or to cancel something. Okay, let's call it off. I just need to call off this meeting because I'm not feeling well, so I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to call it off. Okay, so that's it. Those are the 10 most common phrasal verbs used in American business English. Now, as a teacher, I'm always going for context. I'm always thinking about how people can remember words, expressions, vocabulary. If I just dump 10 expressions on you all at once, you're probably not going to remember them, okay? So what I suggest is focus on 1 or 2 and then create a context for them. That's how you remember it, okay? So I'm going to put 2 of these expressions into a video, and I'm going to ask you to please just watch the video, very short 6-second video, where they contextualize the first 2 phrasal verbs, come up with and follow up. So please watch the video, and then let's talk about the phrasal verbs in a little more depth, okay?
I need to follow up with HR about my leave request.
While you do that, I'll come up with a schedule for next week's tasks.
Okay, so that's a nice video, very realistic conversation between 2 people, an employee, and it looks like her supervisor, using the expressions follow up and come up with. All right, so the first person says, I need to follow up with HR, human resources, about my leave request. All right, a leave is, to be absent, for example, a sick day or a holiday request. So I need to follow up. I just want to see how it's going, right? That's follow up with HR, human resources. All right, and then the supervisor replies, while you do that, I'll come up with, right? I will create, I will invent, I will think of a schedule for next week's tasks, next week's duties or jobs, okay? I will come up with, all right? A couple of really interesting nuances about this very short dialogue here. I just think that are grammatically really interesting. I need to follow up with. Do you know need, right? Need is an intention, a very strong intention. I need to, I want to, I expect to, I hope to. These are all verbs of intention. Now, I did another video about verbs of intention and how they always take the infinitive, infinitive to walk, to try, to see, to drive. That's the infinitive case as opposed to the gerund case, the ing form, walking, talking, driving, traveling. So after need, we always use the infinitive. That's why it says I need to follow up. Okay, so after the verb need, we're going to use the infinitive. Just interesting grammatical nuance there. In the second sentence, while you do that, I'll come up with. Okay, we say I'll when we decide right now. Why doesn't the supervisor say I'm gonna come up with? Because she's deciding in this moment, so she says I'll, right? What should I have for lunch? I don't know, maybe I'll have a turkey sandwich, right? I'm deciding right now, so I say I'll, not I'm gonna. I'm gonna sounds like it's already planned, and in this context it's not planned. She's deciding right now, so she says I'll come up with, and that's that phrasal verb, means to create or invent. Okay, so those are the top 10 most popular phrasal verbs in American business English, with a focus on the first two, follow up and come up with. And again, for retention, I suggest just focus on one or two, create some context behind them, and then just drill them until you remember them, and that's how you learn really effectively, really efficiently. So I hope that video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. This is Carl with Active English. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.